What's up, guys? Today I'm doing a little bit of I don't know, I'm goofing off really. Sean and Aaron and Aiden are in New Mexico for the holidays, and I've done about all the cleaning on the shop that I want to do. I've been messing around with shop truck a little, drove it around, put, I don't know, 200 or 300 miles on it. But today, working on my dually. You seen the video where we lowered it. It's sitting funny here, so it looks higher in the back than it really is. Love the way this thing's turned out. But today, pulling my gauges out. I don't normally condone this because most people just go with a I don't know, like a white face gauge or something like that. And I don't know, not hating on you, that's just not my thing. So, you know, the stock gauges look cool, except for the green lighting. And it's kind of light out here, so you can't really see it, but green lighting, I don't know, not my thing. So, East Coast Gauge Repair hit me up with, I don't know, I don't even know how to describe it, but man, I think it's going to look sick in here. So I'm getting my gauges pulled out, and I'm going to send my gauge cluster to him, and he's going to put this gauge overlay in and change the needles out, change the backlighting to white, of course. And I don't know, I just think it's going to look cool. So if you've never done this before, I don't know, I guess I'll try to tell you how. I'm not usually really good at explaining things. There's tons of videos on YouTube where you can find out how to do this. Here's how I'm doing it. So pull your vents out. This one here. Oh yeah, I've also wrapped mine with you know, this is usually wood grain. I don't really like wood grain, so I've wrapped all my pieces that were wood grain in carbon fiber. Didn't turn out too bad. We'll probably let someone else do it that knows how to wrap. I just did this one night at my house because I was bored. Shopping on Amazon, found carbon fiber wrap, vinyl wrap, and said I'm gonna get that. So anyways, get your vent. You got to take this vent out. I bought these little pry tools at Walmart. Pick them in there, pry them out, or you can use your fingers or screwdrivers, whatever you got. Do the same thing to this side, pry it out. There's a, on mine, the video I watched said that it was a Phillips head screw. On mine, it was a little Torx head. It is a size, hell, I don't even know. My little cheap Stanley Torx head sockets don't even say. It's a small Torx. So anyways, there's one here, one right here, and then there's two up here. Once you get those two up there and the two on the sides done, you'll pop this little trim piece out here, set it to the side, and then there's two 7mm screws up in here. Then you can pull this thing out. So I'm going to get those out and show you what else needs to be done after that. Okay, so that you don't mess up like I did, if you choose to remove your gauge cluster here from your 2007 to 2014 Chevy Silverado, there's two screws up here, one here, one here. There's also two screws behind this trim piece here. So I didn't realize that at first. Started pulling, realized wasn't something right. Went back to the YouTube video that I have watched to learn how to do this. And you got to pop that off. So unfortunately, in the process of popping that off, I've somehow changed my gauge cluster to Spanish. So now I either get to watch a YouTube video on how to speak Spanish, or I need to watch a YouTube video on how to change this back to English. So that's where I'm at right now, fixing to pull this thing out. There's going to be a bundle of wires here clipped into the back that you'll unplug it. And then I'm going to put this thing in the mail and get it off to East Coast Gauge Repair so that they can fix this thing up for me. So stick around. Okay, so got my gauges back from East Coast Gauge Repair. They turned out awesome. I love them. Got the white needles. All the indicator lights are blue. Like, that's the fog lights. Trying to think what else I can get to come on. Bright light indicator. Like, all that stuff is blue. Service engine lights blue. If it's an indicator light, it's blue. Love them. He did an amazing job. Come back in great shape. replaced, I believe, the motors and MOSFETs or whatever, blah 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 blah. He did a great job. I'm happy with it. Today I'm gonna do some more stuff. When I first bought the truck from Sean, I put the pillar gauges in so I can monitor boost and EGT. I mainly like to see EGT for when I'm towing and stuff, but you know, I like to see how much boost it'll make too. It's stock truck, so it makes about 22, 24, somewhere in there. I don't really like the gauge pod anymore. I used to. It's not my thing. I'm not talking shit if that's the kind of stuff you like. It's just not for me anymore. So, and that gauge does that. So, over it. So, called our buddies over at Holley, who actually have a company you may have heard of called Edge, and I got one of their CTS3 monitors, so I'm going to install that today. The PIDs in this truck will let me see everything like transmission temp, boost, engine coolant temp, mile per hour, etc, etc. The only thing it doesn't do on this particular year model truck is the EGTs. So they have this thing, the expandable accessory system. If you know anything about RacePack, it's very similar to the RacePack VNet system. Expandable to add as many modules as you like, I believe. So I got the add-on EGT pack. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this installed. I also got a cold air intake from them. I'll get that put on today too. So here's my stickers from the East Coast Gauge Repair. Check them out on the gram. Man, the truck is just super dirty. I've not had time to have this thing detailed since I got it. Anyways, I'm gonna get this stuff out of here, put the original pillar back on it without the little gauge deals. I don't know, I guess that's about it. I think I went over everything that this truck has whenever I took the gauges out of it last time to get the gauges ready to be sent off. Some of you are going to ask about this. It's factory wood grain. I don't like wood grain, so I wrapped it with carbon fiber. I ordered some carbon fiber vinyl on eBay or Amazon, I can't remember which. It came in, pulled all the panels off, wrapped it myself. Super easy to do. I'm not the greatest at it, so I'll probably have someone that's really good at it do it in the future. But for now, it looks okay. Did the lock, you know, window panel, lock panel there, both sides. I don't know, I think it looks pretty good. I'm happy with it. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started on installing this monitor. Edge Evolution CTS3. It's not a tuner, it's just a monitor. You can kind of see the stuff I'll be able to see on there. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do today. So I will turn the camera on as I can and show you guys how this stuff's done. Okay, so to get to where the EGT sensor is installed, which is here in the passenger side manifold, like you've seen, I already had a EGT gauge on this truck, so I've already drilled and tapped this manifold for a sensor. So I'm one step ahead there. To get to there, I pull the passenger fender liner out. Not hard. It's a series of these, prime mount, and then you'll have several of these little 7mm screws that you'll take out, and then like one of these 10mm screws. Not a big deal, super easy. Get this out of your way and you have plenty of room to work in here. I've also jacked the front of the truck up a little bit because my truck is lowered. Give me a little more room to work in here. So the way I drilled and tapped that, I watched a YouTube video on how to do it. Picked the flat spot there on the manifold, got the appropriate size drill bit. I actually started smaller, like way small, got a pilot hole, put some grease on the drill bit, drilled through it, stepped up to the next size, grease on the drill bit, drill through it all the way up to whatever size your tap calls for. So, and I use grease each time, and the grease helps catch the shavings as they're coming off. And then I tapped it with 8th MPT. I put some grease on the tap also, just again to help catch the shavings. sure some of you are going to say that's not the right way. That's the way I learned how to do it, and I've put several 100,000 miles on vehicles that I've done that to. So that's how I do it. So right now I'm going to get this old sensor out. I'm going to put the new Edge EGT sensor in and start running my wires to the inside of the truck so I can get my Edge monitor hooked up. Okay, so I got the new Edge EGT sensor installed here in the manifold. I just unscrewed my old one, screwed the new one in. Pretty simple. Use some red Loctite on it to seal it up. Run the cable up over the firewall. Come back through here and trim my zip ties when I get done. It's dirty under here, I know. I need to clean it. And then I just sliced me a little hole in the steering shaft boot there and run the cable inside. That's it here under the hood. Pretty simple stuff. The scanner unit there, it actually, like if this is all you were going to do, or you had a newer vehicle to where it already had the PID for EGTs, you wouldn't even have to do the drill in the manifold and all that good stuff. It would just be in the computer already, and all you would do is plug into the OBD2 port here, and then you would be done. You know, you'd zip tie up all your wires out of the way there so it looks nice and neat. But now what I have to do is plug this in. This is the Edge sensor adapter, you know, to do all the add-ons. Basically I added the EGT, so plug that in there, turn the key on, this will power up, and it should come up and say that I have added an EGT sensor here, maybe, if I'm not mistaken, but I could be. I may have to add it myself. I really don't know. This is the first time I've ever messed with one of these. Oop. Okay, so the trick was to unplug the OBD2 port and plug it back in. Now I have the message on my screen that says new EAS devices have been detected. Would you like to configure them now? Press the yes button. It should come up EGT, which is what we just installed. I'm going to change the display name, maybe. Oh. EGT. Save it. Everything else should be, it's already preset from the factory, so I'm just going to go ahead and click the save button. If you have some other sort of sensor, you may want to go through, configure that. They say the EGT is ready to go out of the box, so exit. Gauges and logging. Check out what gauges we have here now. I need to update. I'll do that here in a little bit. It's actually got built-in Wi-Fi, so as long as you're connected to Wi-Fi, this thing will update automatically. Pretty cool. Save you from having to plug into the computer, supposedly. Go through all this again. Oop. Back. Go through this again. I don't need to see the status of the DPF, so I'm going to double click on it and we'll change it to the EGT. Find it down here. This is the one. Save. Go through the tutorial, get rid of it again. Alright, so EGTs are showing 79 degrees. That's probably pretty close. We're here in the shop. A little bit of heat in the pipes from driving it in, so we'll start it up, see if it changes here. There it goes. So we got EGTs 180 right there, engine coolant temp 77, RPM 720. The intake air temperatures are 66. No boost right now because it's just idling. Got about a little under half a tank and 23% load on the system here. So pretty cool, pretty simple. Really not much work to that at all. Plus it's a lot cleaner in my opinion than having the I don't know, the gauge plot there. It's just not my thing anymore. Like I said, no offense, just not for me. Oh yeah, also transmission temp. You know, I've got a lot of that stuff here in my dash, but you know, I usually leave it on just fuel range. Lets me know how much range I got till I need more fuel. But since I have a 60-gallon auxiliary tank, I don't have to stop for fuel very often. So I've got 60 gallons of auxiliary and like 32 under the truck. So I roll around with 80 to 90 gallons of fuel pretty much all the time. I like this deal. It's pretty cool looking. Super customizable. It's got different screens that you can display. I like this one a lot. This is probably the one I'll use. I like carbon fiber. And then a third one over here. A lot of swipe left and swipe right. I'm sure some of you guys are very familiar with that. You can swipe down will give you some menu options. That's not what I wanted to do there. Oh, now we got to go back through the tutorial again. Boom, 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 boom. Swipe up, it'll let you change some other stuff, your EAS settings. You can, you know, if you want to add more sensors or go to your settings, you can change the color, the background of stuff. It's got performance tests like quarter mile, diagnosis. If your check engine light comes on, you can check it, and then tuning if you so choose to do any tuning on your vehicle. I don't need to. This thing's good to go. So that's it. I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna tuck up all these wires that come through the firewall and from the monitor here, get them up out of the way so it doesn't look so bad, and then I will install the new cold air intake, so stick around. Okay, so I've started the cold air intake install. I guess I never really paid much attention to under here. It already had a cold air intake on it. Had an S&B cold air intake. I don't know if it was doing any good, if it was doing bad, what. Either way, I've already ordered the Edge cold air intake, so I'm gonna put it on. To do that, you unbolt your old system, whether it's stock or aftermarket, whatever you're doing here. You'll unbolt the box, you'll undo a couple worm gear clamps, boom, boom, pull the old stuff out, set it to the side, and then you'll start installing your new stuff. Read your instructions. It's not very hard. Bolt the box down, bolt the new tubes in, and then boom, new cold air intake. So what you'll have to do for one is remove your old mass airflow sensor from your old pipe, and then put it in your new one. Otherwise, it's not gonna work right. So I'm about to start bolting this unit in. Man, this thing is just filthy. I need to get to the detail guy and get it cleaned up. It's embarrassing. So that's next for sure. You know, when we get back from America's List, if we get to America's List, there's still no motor in that car. So we're waiting on parts. It's coming though. So here we go. Okay, so they make this deal super simple. I mean, I believe that the most novice of tinkerers could get this done in less than an hour. That's reading instructions step by step and having to search for tools that you may need. So super simple. Remove your old box, remove your old pipe. You'll take your mass airflow sensor out of your old your factory or your old cold air intake pipe, bolt it in the new one, and then remove your filter cleanliness indicator from your old unit to your new one. And then it's just a matter of bolting stuff together. I mean, they literally make this idiot proof. It's pretty cool. I'm pretty impressed with the quality of it and the fitment. You don't You don't really find stuff that's bolt on that, you know, bolt on that really fits as good as this stuff did. So I don't know, I guess I'm done. I'm gonna go take this thing for a test drive, head home for the day. I do have this old S&B cold air intake. It's just gonna sit around here and not get used. So what I'm gonna do is, if you have a 2007 to 2010 Duramax LMM, like mine, I want you to send me an email, send us an email, 187customs@themurdernova.com. Send me a picture of your truck and tell me why you need and why you deserve this cold air intake more than the next guy. I'll clean it up. It'll look brand new when it gets to you. But I'm going to pick one guy or girl, if it may be. I'm going to send you a cold air intake. This thing fit pretty good too. It's seemed pretty straightforward. It'll come with everything you need to bolt it down. Newish filter, clear top, all that good stuff. Get you a cold air intake put on your ride. Kind of show you what else has been going on with this thing since the last time we messed with it. You've seen us lower it, put the 22s on it. I wanted it lower. I don't have the money to slam it like Sean's is and bag the back of it like Sean's is. You know, Sean's is 4-link. It's actually bagged in the back with a 4-link setup that Fat Fab's built. So I started taking out leaf springs and I got it to sit where I want. However, it wasn't really useful anymore. I could tow shop truck, but that was about it. And even that was kind of a rough ride. So whenever Sean blew his dually up this second time, this was the only dually that we had. So something had to be done so that we could use it to tow. Because America's List is coming up, we still had to test the Nova, and we didn't have nothing to pull our trailer with. So this was it. So we took it out to Fat Fab's to get a helper bag set up and possibly notch it. And when it got there, the oh man, I don't even know, the hitch, the gooseneck hitch that was on it was junk. You see a picture there. I'm not sure. I don't know if they used a coat hanger and a battery to weld that thing on or what, but it's pretty scary to think that I've towed all the way to Boston with that setup. So what we did was got a B&W hitch, rollover, turnover ball, and get the light to come on here. And then while it was there, Sean went ahead and found the F350 that you've seen in the last video. So they had a little more time to build something a little more elaborate back here. So what they did was they built their own brackets to go on the rear end there, and then they put actual bags back here. These things will hold a lot of weight, and we don't have to worry about not being able to tow with this thing again. So it's not a bag setup like, you know, I can air this thing out like Sean's. But it is a nice helper bag setup to where we can actually use this thing to tow like the big street trailer with again. So, trying to think, you know, that's pretty much it. You know, they stood both the shocks up behind the rear axle. You know, from the factory, they're staggered. One goes to the front, one towards the back. They're both now stood up to the back. I've got air shocks on this thing just to, you know, give it a little more payload, I guess. But, I don't know, it rides absolutely amazing now. So we're not really, I don't know, the leaf springs are pretty much just there to keep everything centered. The airbags let this thing ride amazing. So that's pretty much it with it. I'm not gonna do a bunch to this thing. It's, you know, I like driving it. Oh man, that light's bright. I like driving it. I don't have the money to slam it or anything. So this is pretty much it. This is all I want to do to this truck. When I bought it from Sean, it already had a lift pump on it, so I don't have to do that. It's already been tuned. Truck runs good. It gets great fuel mileage. Transmission's in good shape. Rear end's in good shape. Transfer case, I assume, is in good shape. I don't ever hear anything out of it, and it goes into 4-wheel drive and back out to 2-wheel drive. So that's really it. I did put a system in it. Man, don't mind, the truck is super dirty, but got some 12-inch L7s from Kicker. 2 of those put under the rear seat, and it's got a JVC 10-inch unit, head unit in it. Sean actually had that put in whenever we first got the truck, but I wasn't crazy about it at first, but I've grown to like it. Got the CarPlay on it. I like that quite a bit. I did try a new radar detector in this truck. We normally use the Valentine V1 or V2. I tried a unit in R7. I like it. Pretty customizable. So a lot of people ask what radar detectors we use. Trying something new with this one. You seen me put the Edge CTS3 monitoring system in it with the EGT set up so I can monitor EGTs. And I mean, that's pretty much it. Other than a trip to the detail shop so that this thing can look brand new again, I don't see me doing anything else to it. You know, maybe a PCV reroute. I don't know. I don't know. Truck's in good shape. It doesn't need much. That's why I bought it. Trying to think here if there's anything else. It is the week of America's List. America's List is starting. Most of the racers are already down there. It's Monday, the 3rd of January. We're supposed to be there the 5th of January at the absolute latest. And we still don't have a crankshaft. Jeff Letts had a crankshaft. They sent it from Jeffrey sent it from Pennsylvania. It was supposed to be here Tuesday. We just checked FedEx tracking, and it got delayed till Wednesday. So that's not good at all. I don't know what we're gonna do. We're gonna have to haul ass. Once the crane gets here, we'll get it over to the machine shop, get everything balanced up, assemble it, and then Sean's probably gonna help me drop it in the car, and then he's gonna haul ass to South Texas so that he can be there for the first drivers meeting, get COVID tested, blah, 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 blah. They're still making us do all that mess. That's pretty much it. We wanted to take the MPK car. We thought about it. A bunch of you guys suggested that. Called the chassis shop where it's at, and it's not possible. So the OG is our only option at this point. Not much else to update on. You see the 55 back there. We have it. We can do some stuff on it, but not much. We really need to be able to devote some time to it to make sure everything's right again after the crash and the rebuild. So we're not even really going to mess with it until we get home from America's List. I guess that's it, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and shut this video off. I know it's not the same watching these videos without Sean, but I do this stuff whenever he's not around or he's got other stuff going on. That's kind of my time to work on my stuff. I apologize. It's just the way it is sometimes. So you know, those of you that have watched, thanks for sticking around. Thanks for watching me tinker with my toys. I enjoy working on my stuff just as much as I enjoy helping Sean with his stuff. So whenever I get the time to do it, that's what I do. You know, as always, thanks for watching the videos. Go ahead, click that subscribe button. Give us a like, dislike, whatever you need to do. Comment, tell us what you like or what you don't like, what you want to see more of, and we'll catch you on the next video, guys.